This is the demo for Team Geek Speak Hertz. Our project title is Release Lab. We have Asadullah Khan, Mohammad Tehami, and Asad Rashid as team members. So today, if any developers needs to deploy any version on an environment, they usually request this by updating a Confluence page with comments or raise a Jira ticket, and then release managers manually approve those requests, and then DevOps takes this forward by manually deploying the artifact and then updating the Confluence with the results. So we need to streamline this process by removing all these manual steps. Our solution is to automate all the manual steps coming along the way to minimize the delivery time. Some of the use cases are seamless software delivery, faster deployments by mitigating manual interventions, and centralized artifacts management. So our initial solution was to develop a web application, but to achieve the same in 3 days hackathon, we have used existing technologies, Google Cloud technologies, to develop the solution without developing any web application. So a requester request raises a request by submitting a Google form, and then app script gets triggered by taking that request as input into Google PubSub, and then a Google Cloud function gets triggered and email that request to approver. So that request contains all the artifact information like artifact name, project name, and version, and on which environment this request is intended to be deployed. Then approver approves this request by approving it on a Google form. On the same Google form, there is another app script which publishes the message to a Google PubSub, and then a Google Cloud function gets triggered and then deploys that request to uh, given environment and updating the same on the Firestore. Then from the Jenkins pipeline, we have on the post step a message published into a Google PubSub, and then that Google PubSub is being listed on another Google Cloud function, which takes that information like Jenkins pipeline status and artifact information and publishes that information into a Confluence document, like updating the artifact version, whatever was requested initially. Also, this same data goes into Firestore, and then we have a Google Cloud, Google Data Studio, where on the dashboard we can see a lot of information and insights. So let's take a look at it by submitting a sample request. Here is our request form. So let me just put into my email address. I'm selecting project name as marketplace, artifact name as app2, and requesting 0.0.3 version on production environment. After submitting it, first app script should get triggered. So here we can see this is a new entry. Now I should receive an email. So this email goes to approver. So here we can see the request information, marketplace project, artifact name, app2, and version. So here this intent ID uh, is unique for every request. We have to just take this intent ID and then go to this form. Here I'm putting my email. I'm approving this intent. So I have approved this request. So this is approve script, which will publish another PubSub to cloud function to trigger pipeline. So here we can see this So another cloud function should have triggered, and which will be triggering a Jenkins pipeline. So here we can see there is already one Jenkins pipeline is triggered. So this artifact is deployed on the requested environment. Here we can see app2 marketplace on production environment, and this is the version. We can check our Confluence as well. This is the production environment. So here we can see marketplace app2 is changed to 0.0.31 minute ago. Here are our cloud functions. This is our file store. So we have one dashboard where we are putting all the insights from this file store. So here is our dashboard. This is made on Google Cloud Data Studio. Let's come back to our, and here is our project source code where we have maintained all the documentation as well. Also, in every component we have put how the component is working and how to deploy that component. So here is all the prereqs and deployment steps. So let's talk about the future feasibilities. So for future, we can add here the release management process. Also, we need to implement identity and access management for different requesters and approvers on different environments. Uh, we need to make more robust observability and monitoring platform, manage and execute release calls to manage different deployments which are going on for different releases. We need to also integrate a notification management system. Also, we can add support for multiple CI/CD tools. So that's it. Thank you, guys.